This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? Is your boy and your man Tony. How y'all feeling today? This afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon. You know, sometimes I'm in meetings, I don't know what time is what. You know what I mean? Tony, what's poppin' with you, brother? How you feeling this afternoon?
What's good, Sim? I'm doing good. You know, back-to-back day off, so
Yeah, that's
feeling
what's up.
good. Looking forward to this game.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Hoping Brunson's available.
That's the thing, man. Hoping Brunson is available. I mean, right now, well, first of all, did you see the report by Adrian Wojnarowski that the Knicks agree that they need somebody other than Brunson?
No, like as far as ball handle or just
As
like
far
a star?
as far as a star.
I didn't see it. No.
Yeah, apparently, just things that I've seen out there, Adrian Wojnarowski just kind of confirmed that that's how the Knicks feel. Not really a slight towards Brunson. Oh, I don't even want to say really, not a slight towards Brunson at all, but just that they feel like they need another star. I mean, I guess it makes sense because all we keep on hearing is that the Knicks are trying to get a star, trying to get another star.
My only again, and I didn't see it, I didn't read it. But the first thing that came to my mind was, why wouldn't they say Brunson and Randall?
Right. Yeah. Right. And who knows? If it's coming from somebody straight from the organization or anything else, right? It's always going to be leaks and rumors and this and that, and somebody saying whatever. We never hear from the Knicks organization. We don't hear we don't hear anything from the Knicks organization. Almost about anything. You know what I mean? So anything that we hear, for the most part, even coming from Woj, you kind of got to take it with a grain of salt because you're not hearing it from them. You're only hearing it from, you're hearing it from a third party. So, but I would tend to believe, not even about just Jalen Brunson being a 1A, because that's what it said. Like, they don't believe he's a 1A or something like that. To me, I'm just like, they feel like they need to add another guy with the 3 in order to make it. You know what I'm saying? Now, they did say something like the Knicks, are looking at, they want to add a guy with the stature of a Giannis or a Luka or something like that. I mean, but anybody, that's a blanket statement across the league, though, when you think about it. If you don't have one of those guys, you want to look to add one of those guys. So to me, that's a blanket statement.
Yeah, and then when you name names, to me, that's basically saying not those guys. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to get into any type of tampering,
right?
Type of situation where we've been already.
Yeah.
And then how many guys are on that level? You know what I mean? Like,
it's only a
5
couple guys on that level.
8 maybe.
You know what I mean? Yeah, 5 to 8 guys that's really on that level. They also mentioned LeBron in that too.
Interesting,
right? You know what I'm saying? Interesting. I'm over the whole LeBron thing for real. Because I mean, LeBron he's still, probably one of top 10 player in the league or whatever, maybe even top 5, whatever. But there's so many younger players that's going to be here that you can probably get for the same price that would be here for however many years. LeBron is probably going to retire in the next 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're making that move, you might as well try to get one of those other guys, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And then let LeBron, ride off into the sunset with whatever team, the Lakers or whoever. Did you also see that the NBA upheld the Rockets' win?
Yes. The protest was denied. I guess they said it wasn't a misuse of the rule. It was just a wrong call.
A wrong call. So, all right, a misuse or a wrong call. So what would have been a misuse?
Well, I know the scenario. I believe the scenario with Shaq was him fouling out of a game where he only picked up his 5th foul and not his 6th.
Right.
But to me, that's the same. That's still a mistake.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not
It's
like
still a mistake.
it's not like they thought the rule was 5.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Right.
So to me, I just think it's something that they don't want to open Pandora's box.
Yeah.
And now, you know what I mean? We haven't seen one in how many years? You do it today in today's era of social media and everybody having a camera and angle and this and that.
Right.
You might get 10 of these a year.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or seriously.
Yeah. So from the NBA Communications said the NBA today, not the NBA today like the show, but the NBA today, yesterday, denied the New York Knicks protest of their 105-103 loss to the Houston Rockets on February 12th. The Knicks protested the result of the game on the grounds that a shooting foul was called incorrectly on the Knicks' Jalen Brunson for making contact with Rockets' Aaron Holiday during a last-second shot attempt. Under the standard for NBA game protests, New York was required to demonstrate that there was a misapplication of the official playing rules. As opposed to an error in judgment by game officials. Because the foul call at issue reflected an error in judgment, New York did not demonstrate a misapplication of the playing rules, and the extraordinary remedy of upholding a game protest was not warranted. So I guess the thing with Shaq was the rule is that you get 6 fouls. He didn't have 6 fouls, so it wasn't, he was disqualified. He was disqualified, but not because it wasn't a legal disqualification. It was against the rules for him to be disqualified. I guess this didn't go against the rules. It was just a misjudgment. I think that's tough, man, because why can't a misjudgment, I think a misjudgment should be included in a protest then, in that type of a situation.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you're talking about relatively 0 on the clock. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the outcome, there's only one outcome that it could be, and that's an overtime. It's not like the outcome could have still went either which way.
Right.
But I guess in a protest, they would, in a different situation that was approved, if there was 0.1 seconds left, that's what they would have to play out. And then, see where it goes.
See where it goes. And then also, though, I mean, I don't know. We could do about it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like-
disagree with it. But again, I understand they don't want to open this up to open the floodgates for
Right.
you know what I mean? Because I guarantee the next thing would be the protest of the foul.
Right. I mean, the thing is, like, what's the point of having the replay, right? If if you can't, if you have the ability to go back and look at it in slow motion You know what I'm saying? And in this situation, you weren't able to go back and look at the foul. You could only look at the time,
Mm-hmm.
right? To me, that's crazy. It's the last second shot. Just like in the NFL, you score a touchdown. Oh, well, we can look at the touchdown to make sure that it was good. Why couldn't you look at everything in this play, on that particular, not all the other stuff going on, like with the other 4 players or other 8 players on the court, but between those two, look at everything in that play between those two and say, what did we make the right call? I think you should be able to. It's the last shot of the game.
Yeah, in a game time, in a end of game situation, I do agree that all things should be under review.
Yeah,
All things should be able to be under review. And I don't even think that the on court refs should do it. I think what is this, a caucus? I think they should,
yeah.
I think they should do it because they have, what I mean, it doesn't even have they could do it in a more timely manner than the refs on the floor.
Right, because they can start looking at it before, they can start looking at that thing early.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Anyway, when it rains, it pours. You know what I'm saying? So the Knicks got they don't have another loss. That loss just remains on their record. No chance that they can, as it turns out, this joint could be important for the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? They could have used that redo or whatever it is to try to put another win under their belt, because with the way things are going right now and all the injuries, you know what I'm saying, the Knicks are definitely struggling to find wins. We're hoping that they can get a win tonight versus the Golden State Warriors. You know what I mean? It's not going to be easy because the Warriors seem to be healthy for the most part. The Knicks, not so much. But before we get to that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a look at the injury report and starting lineups and all that stuff. I do want to remind you that in just about 10 days, we will be in Madison Square Garden to watch the Knicks versus the 76ers. Your man Andy is going to be in attendance. I'll be there. Tony will be there. Steph will be there. Make sure that you join us, ladies and gentlemen. All right, tickets are $220, section 224, 227. We'll be doing a post-game shoot-around. A pregame shoot-around, and then pregame and postgame podcast at Legend. So make sure that you come check us out, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm going to put the link in the chat in just a second. All right, so that you can come join us on March 10th. There'll also be a link in the description of the video. Let's get to it. Let's take a look at the injury report, because I see people asking, is Jalen Brunson playing tonight? Well, Jalen Brunson is questionable, ladies and gentlemen. So we don't know if he's playing tonight. So right now, Andrew Wiggins is out for the Golden State Warriors. Santos is out for the Warriors. For the Knicks, of course, OG Anunoby is out. Julius Randle is out. Mitchell Robinson is out. And Jalen Brunson is questionable with neck cervical spasms. Tony, if Jalen Brunson can't go, how you feel about the game?
Not good. Not good at all. I mean, I guess the best part about it, or the only encouraging thing, is the Warriors are not, they're playing their best of the year. Pardon me, but they're not playing the best that they've ever been. You know what I mean? They're not like Warriors of 2 years ago, or championship. Not saying they can't get back there, but it's not the same old Warriors.
Right.
But they're playing the best that they've been playing all year, so that's dangerous. They're fighting to stay in or get out above the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we're trying not to fall in that direction.
Right.
So, I think it could be competitive. The biggest concern, honestly, is I feel like most of the losses that we've had this year came with a barrage of 3-point shooting on the other team.
Mm-hmm.
So can we have one of those nights too? If we can, then I think we could at least make it a fight. You know what I mean? Make it a fighting chance.
Right.
But if we're not hitting the three, and they are, it's curtains.
That's the tough part, right? You know, can you go 3 for 3 with these? You know, can you battle these guys shooting 3 for 3? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if the Knicks got that kind of shooting to be able to battle them.
Well, here's the thing. I think we could. It's just not. It's just gonna have to be one of them perfect storms. You know what I mean? Like we have the guys, some guys capable. You know what I mean? I was talking about it yesterday. DiVincenzo, right now he's second in threes made this year.
Right.
But if you go back about 2 weeks, I think he was leading Steph. Steph just went on a barrage of hitting 5 a game for the past 6 or 7 games, and kind of just surpassed him. But you know what I mean. The gap between Steph and DiVincenzo is pretty big, but then the gap between DiVincenzo and anybody else is pretty big as well. So we got Devo. We know what Bogey could do. Can Burks turn it around? You know what I mean? He could get hot and do some things. So I think we have capable shooters, but it would have to be a perfect storm. Everybody get hot, and so far-fetched, but
right. You know, because excuse me, they're just more prolific at this point than the Knicks are in shooting threes. You know what I mean? And it's not even about percentage. Because the Knicks got guys that can hit them. They're just more prolific. They get them up quicker, faster. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they've been doing it for years, so obviously, you know, it's going to be that way. And that's the biggest thing that I'm concerned about. They're playing small right now. You know what I mean? So size may not really be that big of an issue.
That might be an advantage for us.
It could be.
Like, even if we play small, it might end up working. You know what I mean? We might see it more, all that.
Right. You know what I mean? You know, so it's gonna be a perimeter-oriented game. Let's hope the Knicks can get hot. If they can just get hot, they're gonna play defense. And I don't think it's gonna be just like a walkover for the Warriors if Brunson ain't playing. You know, but the Knicks are going to have to really make this game a scrappy game, you know, a defensive game. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know if you're going shot for shot with the Warriors, but you got to get up more shots than 83, I think. The Knicks got up 83 shots last game. I think you got to get up more shots than that tonight, if you know, to play with the Warriors. So this is going to be a difficult game, I think, for them because, well, I think it's going to be a difficult game because of the matchup and styles. Although the Knicks are playing a more perimeter-oriented game without Julius Randle on the floor. So, you know, maybe it's a little bit better matchup for this particular team. Not saying they're going to win definitely, but maybe it's a little bit better matchup because of the size. You know what I mean? But, ladies and gentlemen, Jalen Brunson is questionable, which means I seen someone in the chat ask, who's chasing around Steph Curry? So it wasn't going to be Jalen Brunson anyway, right? It's either going to be Dante, or if Jalen Brunson's not playing, Deuce will be in the starting lineup, and it'll be Deuce. Who else do you see chasing around Steph Curry?
That's it. That's it.
Right.
I can't really see nobody else.
Yeah, I can't see nobody else doing that besides those two guys there. So, ladies and gentlemen, looking at the lineups, you know, it's crazy because you look at these lineups and you say, well, you know, it looks like neither team has anybody out there, but I don't know how long, but I know last game, Klay Thompson came off the bench, Chris Paul came off the bench. It could be due to injury or whatever it was, and that's the reason why they're not starting. They could start tonight. You know what I'm saying? But based on, you know, previous recent games, their starting lineup is Steph Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, and Draymond Green at the center spot. Draymond Green is 6'8", right? So they're playing small. For the Knicks, if you got Jalen Brunson out there, it's going to be Jalen Brunson in the starting lineup. If not, it'll be Deuce McBride. You got DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Precious Achiuwa, then Isaiah Hartenstein at the center spot. Looking at these matchups, what do you think about these matchups? And then when we get to the bench, they got some more firepower on the bench, you suppose. But these matchups right here.
The matchup I'm probably looking forward to just to see myself is Precious and Kuminga. I just like the way it looks and how, this is a good challenge for Achua. Kuminga's probably having his best year and kind of really found himself this year on the team. So I look forward to that. DiVincenzo is probably going to be guarding Steph. Well, no, if Deuce is starting, I think Deuce will guard Steph.
Yeah.
Big challenge for him. Obviously, not much to talk about there. I like the DiVincenzo with the young guy that they promoted. I don't know how to say his name either, Sim. So
yeah,
I ain't even gonna try.
Podzimski. I think it's like that.
Yeah.
That's the way I read it. Podzimski.
Yeah, it is Podzimski. Yeah, but it's not an overwhelming. You know what I mean? Like they like I said, this is not the Warriors of old. They're still trying to find their way back to that. Hopefully, we could put a damper on some of their confidence and just keep them intact.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that Kuminga and Achiuwa matchup as well. You know what I'm saying? That could be a feisty one right there, a real feisty one. Now obviously if Jalen Brunson is playing, that duel is going to be, people are going to love that duel right there, Brunson and Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? People are going to love that duel. They probably won't be guarding each other. If Brunson is playing, I don't know about Podzimski and, how good he is or is not.
He's a rookie, I believe. He's feisty. He plays above his, you know what I mean? Like, he earned his way in a starting lineup. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's got to tell you all you need to know for them to make that move and demote Clay, given his years of service, right? You know what I mean? So, he's not a pushover. He's a good young kid. Hopefully he don't. Hopefully he don't have his guarding moment. I don't know if he's played here yet. You know what I mean? Hopefully,
right. I don't think so.
Like that maybe that rattles him a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. If he's guarding, do you think if Brunson's not starting, who do they put Steph on? Probably Deuce, right?
Probably
just
Deuce.
To minimize his efforts. So DiVincenzo will give him a run for his money to you know what I mean, defensively. He's a good defender, but you know what I mean, it won't be he'll gotta work both sides of the floor. So I like the matchups either way. You know what I mean? If Brunson's there, even better. So now, Steph don't have no trace but to guard, like, because he got to guard DiVincenzo at that point. And I'm sure he'll be up for that. And DiVincenzo will probably be more motivated going against Steph coming from over there last year and things of that nature. So I'm looking for a big game from DiVincenzo tonight, to be honest.
Yeah. Me too. We need DiVincenzo to be on point, scoring the basketball. He's going to launch up threes. Listen, if you don't have Steph, if you don't have Jalen Brunson, scoring is going to be tough. We know that. Scoring is going to be tough. If you have Jalen Brunson, looking at the way, things, when you look at these lineups here, you look and you say, okay, all right, if you got Brunson, everything else maybe matches up. But when you go to the bench, it starts to look a little bit different. Right? So when we go to the bench, and let me get the bench over here really quick So y'all see what I'm talking about. There we go. Now we got the bench up. When you look at the bench, assuming that Jalen Brunson plays tonight, if he plays tonight, you got Deuce McBride for the Knicks, Alec Burks, Bogdanovich, and then Jericho Sims. Right? For the Golden State Warriors, Chris Paul just came back last game. So he's probably still going to be coming off the bench. Right? And they probably just going to rock with this lineup going down the stretch. If you think about it, you got Chris Paul, Gary Payton II, Klay Thompson coming off the bench, Dario Saric, and Kevon Looney at the center spot. Right? So they have some guys, man. They have an experienced bench. Real experienced bench. Experienced players coming off the bench. Guys that can put up numbers. Where the Knicks, our bench is kind of new. We expect that.
Advantage bench for them, just with CP running it. You know what I mean? Because he's able to, give you 15 to 20 if need be, but he's also able to maximize the rest of the guys that he's playing with in that second unit. So I think he's tremendous because he could kill you either way. You know what I mean? Like he don't have to score, and he could just feed everybody and get people open and manipulate the game. But he's also capable of, giving you anywhere from 15 to 20 if need be.
Yeah. I mean, that's a strong bench unit. That's a really strong bench unit right there. And, the Knicks right now, listen, if the Knicks had their starting lineup out there on the floor, then the Knicks, are just as good. The Knicks bench unit is just as good or better. I am concerned, though, that the Knicks bench unit, let's assume that Jalen Brunson plays, and we don't know if he's going to play. He's questionable tonight, but, I'd be concerned that the Knicks, when the bench units come in, the Warriors have a little bit of an advantage. I'd be concerned about that.
Yeah, if Brunson's playing, I think, to be honest, I think that lessens the advantage a lot.
It does.
Just in the sense of, not saying Deuce could stop CP or whatever, but he could frustrate him. You know what I mean? He could just make it challenging on each possession.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I kind of just like the way the rest of it balances out. Josh Hart, you know what I mean? He could go ahead and guard Klay and make it tougher on him. Like, I like Saric versus Bogey. I think that's interesting. Neither one of them plays the best defense, but they both could kind of score. But yeah, I think it changes everything because now it's like we're depleted. Who's in the second unit? It's a 3-man second unit at that point.
Yeah, Eric Burks. Eric Burks. Alec Burks, Bogdanovich, and Jericho Sims. So
Josh Hart.
Well, but just guys that would be, just guys that you have on your bench that can give other people rest. It's just 3. Now, Jalen Brunson plays, then, you put Deuce back on the bench, and you got 4 guys that can come off the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Josh says it's national TV. He thinks Brunson plays. I think that's a good point. Got to keep boosting that stardom.
Yeah, he's. I think he probably. Yeah, I think he would be inclined to play. I'm going to say that, but if he's hurt, and I don't think he plays.
That's a fact.
Yeah, but I think he would be inclined to play tonight if he can go. And that could be a reason why he sat out the last game. Like, let me sit out this one because the NBA wants me on national TV. You know what I'm saying? So we got to sit this one out so I can get the break. I could see that happening all the way. Yeah. What's your keys to this game? What's your keys to the Knicks winning this basketball game? You know what I mean? I mean, health is we already know that's the key to everything. But
Well, I know you was talking about how many threes we put up last game. I think it's pivotal that we either is the same or we surpass that. To be honest, we got to hit our shots though. But yeah, I think the 3-point, no matter which way you look at it, whether it's ours, whether it's theirs, the 3-point shot is going to be a big part of tonight's game.
oh yeah,
And preferably we could you know what I mean, I'm not expecting us to go shot for shot with them, but if we could put up a good amount and shoot a good percentage, I think everything else could kind of help us get there defensively, offensive rebounding. They're not the tallest team,
right.
you know what I mean. So we could we're gonna have to fight and do what we do.
Yeah, I think the 3-point shooting is definitely key. Right, it's definitely key, and right now it's the best option for the Knicks to score. Right, shooting that 3-point shot. So they're gonna shoot it in abundance. Last game, the Knicks took 83 shots, 46 of them were 3-point attempts. 18 of them came from Dante DiVincenzo, and I'm expecting a whole lot more of that tonight. Even if Jalen Brunson plays, I don't know if you get 18 3-point attempts from Dante DiVincenzo. If Jalen Brunson plays, if he doesn't play, because now, Brunson is going to have the ball in his hands just a whole lot more. DiVincenzo won't have the ball in his hands as much. You know what I'm saying? So, that just because of that, you're going to lessen the amount of 3-point attempts, I guess. You would think. You never know.
I hope he hits that mark again, whether Brunson's there or not.
He might, though, because the Knicks still need a second scorer out there. So, they still need a second scorer. Now, I would like to see, like we talked about last night on your show last night, Bogdanovich maybe get more minutes and maybe play some in the post. See if we can establish a post presence. You know what I'm saying? He has he may not be, a postmaster and all that kind of stuff, but he has some ability.
Yeah, he just knows how to get a bucket. So, you know what I mean? It's like you put him anywhere, he knows how to get the bucket. You know what I mean? Like it may not, you may put him in the post and it may still end up being a fadeaway, you know what I mean, turning away from the basket. But he's effective. He can be effective anywhere on the court. So I agree. And they don't really have the size.
Yeah. But if you can utilize Bogdanovich in more of his game, that's going to benefit the Knicks, especially when they need scoring out there on the floor. I understand his defensive limitations, but they need scoring out there on the floor. You know what I mean? So, you gotta, to me, you gotta utilize them. But ladies and gentlemen, just joining us, Jalen Brunson, questionable for tonight. Right, with cervical spasms, neck and cervical spasms, so he's questionable for tonight. You can see what the lineups look like out there on the floor. Now Isaiah Hartenstein seems to be healthy for tonight, so that can be a big key. Right, he's got the size advantage over Draymond. Do you try to use Hartenstein a little bit in the post, or try to utilize his any of his offensive skills, passing skills, whatever?
I could see it. Just don't overdo it. You know what I mean? Don't sleep on Draymond's defensive ability. But yeah, but utilize it when it's there. Hopefully, Draymond don't try to punk Hartenstein because of the last name. He could, he do the European big. So,
Yeah. That should be a fun matchup. The funny thing is they're kind of, besides Draymond being able to, handle the ball a little bit, and they kind of play the same role or at least have the ability to play the same roles for their team. Draymond can pass the ball from the high post, Soak and Hartenstein, both hustle guys, would do those type of things out there on the floor. That
Yeah,
Precious,
I could see.
yeah.
I could see him being a target of this come this offseason. So that's another thing I'm gonna be looking at, how they interact
Who,
with Hartenstein.
Hartenstein?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you know how they are. They try to, if they getting a little too friendly out there, and,
Right.
you know what I mean? I'm gonna be watching that.
Yeah,
Trying to steal our guy.
Yeah, you know what? It could be. He probably could fit there because he can pass, because he's a good passer. You know what I'm saying? I could see him holding the ball and Steph Curry running circles around him until he gets open. I could see that all
Literally,
day
too.
long. I could see that happening all day long. And, he would, and then they would probably convince him more to shoot threes too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And really have him working on that 3-point game. Josh said Hart versus Draymond, double text calling it now. I could see that too. At some point, them two guys are going to match up. Josh Hart will be on Draymond. Draymond might be on Josh Hart. I could see that, being a feisty, because Josh Hart gets, you know what I'm saying? He gets feisty. He got a squeaky voice, so he ain't scaring nobody, but he gets feisty, though, out there on the court. You know what I'm saying? Start, cursing and doing whatever. He's probably got the most texts on the team this year.
He does. He's one of the league leaders. I think. I'm pretty sure he might be the league leader.
Is he?
I'm about to look it up right now.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely a piece that you need, though. You you need that from him. You need him to bring that fire and that energy, even if it lands you a tech every once in a while. I don't want to get a tech at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get a check. I don't want to get it at the wrong time. Ron from Still Knicks Fans. What's going on with you, Ron? He said, what's good? Salute to the chat. Cervical spasms, ? Anything and everything is happening to these Knicks. Tell me about it. Anything is happening to the Knicks. You know what I mean? It's wild business right now. Anything, just, cervical spasms. Come on. You rarely see that on the scout on the injury report, but there it is. Cervical spasms for Jalen Brunson. You know what I mean? Hopefully Jalen Brunson is able to play tonight, though. I would love to see the Jalen Brunson and Steph Curry matchup. Obviously, if Jalen Brunson can't go, he just can't go, and he doesn't play, it's going to greatly handicap the Knicks. You know what I mean? It's going to make it very tough for the Knicks to win tonight without Jalen Brunson. It's going to be tough for the Knicks to win with Jalen Brunson. Talking about winning without him, it's going to be tough for them to win with him.
So he leads the Knicks, and he's 16th.
16th in the league?
Tied for 16th.
Okay.
With 6. He's tied with LeBron, Jaylen Brown, Kelly Oubre, Westbrook, Draymond, Kevin Durant. All right, it's a long tie. From 16 all the way to 28.
Okay, yeah.
It's a tie with 6.
Yeah. Angel
and
Torres.
The most is 14.
What'd you say?
The most is 14. Dylan Brooks and Luka Doncic.
Okay. Angel Torres said, if he doesn't play, you will have Deuce all over Steph. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And even if he does play, Deuce is going to see some time on Steph tonight. Either way, Deuce is going to see some time on Steph. I don't know about Josh Hart seeing any time on Steph. They're probably going to, keep Josh Hart with the Draymonds and Kumingas and maybe even Klay Thompson or something like that.
Moody.
Right? Moody. NYC the Don said I need a loser's lounge tonight. Yeah, we need a loser's lounge tonight. The Knicks got to get this win. We need a loser's lounge. You know what I mean? Over the Warriors. Right now, in the Eastern Conference, ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks are 4th in the Eastern Conference. We know that. Now they're battling to stay there. All right. Miami just overtook Philadelphia. right? Miami and Philadelphia are both 33 and 25. Right? The Knicks are a game and a half above Miami. Now, remember, the Knicks own the tiebreaker with Miami, too. Right? So as long if they're tied, the Knicks get it. Right now, Miami is 8 games. They're 8 games above 500. The Knicks are 11 games above 500. We'll see if the Knicks can remain afloat. Can they remain afloat? They got to win tonight. Knicks 35 and 24 in the season, 3 games behind Milwaukee for that 3rd seed. But they're just 3 games behind, but it's a bigger gap. Milwaukee's 17 games above 500. So they have a nice gap between their win-loss record. The Knicks just 11 games above 500. Right? They're 3 and 7 in the last 10 games. The Knicks 10 games. The Knicks are. Miami, they're on a rise. They're 8 and 2 in their last 10 games. They've won 5 in a row. What's your predictions on tonight, Tony? What's going to happen?
If Brunson plays, we get the win. We get the losers lounge. If Brunson's out, I don't think we could beat them. I don't think we could beat them. There's too much. They got too much.
Right.
Experience.
Right.
And talent.
Nah, I feel you on that. I'm with you. I think if Brunson is there, the Knicks really. I think if Brunson is there, he probably goes for 40 tonight. You know what I'm saying? He kills it, goes for 40, has a big game, and the Knicks maybe win off the back of Brunson having a monster game against Steph Curry. If he's not there, Angel Torres said we win either way tonight. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's on national TV. So Steph is Steph is showing up. They're also in the midst of, they want to get out of the play-in and just be in the playoffs. You know what I mean? They have experienced people who are battling for playoff position, and the Knicks are battling for playoff position too. Right? But, the Warriors got some guys that have been there and are battling for that position. It's, I don't know. I don't know. Do we win it without Brunson? You know what I mean? I mean, who we just played the other night? The Pelicans. And we got smacked by them without Brunson. It was close for a little while, but for the most part, we ended up getting smacked at the end of the game in the 4th quarter because we didn't have enough of a scoring punch. Right now,
surprisingly, they're second in the league in rebounds per game, and we're 5th. They got 46.6. We're 45.5.
Okay. Golden State is 30 and 27 on the season. They're 8 and 10 in their last 10 games. They currently sit at the 10th spot in the Western Conference. And they're about 3.5 games behind the Pelicans for that 6th spot. They got a lot of people to climb over. They got to climb over the Lakers, who are 32 and 28. They got to climb over the Kings, who are 33 and 25, and the Mavericks, who are 34 and 25, just to get to that 6th seed. I don't see it happening, but I think they definitely stay in the play-in. Because right now the Utah Jazz are 27 and 32. They're 3 and 7 in their last 10 games. They're not winning ball games. The Rockets are 25 and 33. Memphis is 30 and 29. Portland, like those teams aren't even, you can't even think about those teams making it. The Rockets are close. Utah is close, but the Golden State Warriors have a nice lead on those teams. Now they're trying to move up the standings. So they're coming in ready to battle tonight. Ready to battle. Ladies and gentlemen, again, March 10th, Knicks versus Sixers. We'll be at the Garden. Come join us. There's not a lot of tickets left. So make sure you get it now. There's a link at the top of your YouTube chat. There's also a link in the description of the video. All right, it's $220 per ticket. Your man, International Andy's going to be in the building from Poland. I'll be there. Tony will be there. Steph will be there. Right, it's going to be pretty dope. So make sure you come and join us. We'll be doing a pregame podcast at Legends. We'll be doing a postgame podcast at Legends. Then we'll also be doing a pregame shoot around at Madison Square Garden, before we take our seats. All right, so the link is right there. Make sure you click on the link, check it out, get your tickets now. You know what I mean? So that you can join us at the Garden on March 10th. It's about 10 days away. So, the remainder of those tickets are going to get scooped up. So make sure that you join us, ladies and gentlemen. Tony, any last words before we get up out of here?
Let's get this win. Let's get this Losers Lounge.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's get this Losers Lounge, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad I've been able to, it's my first time doing a game preview in a long time. My schedule's been so crazy and a lot of stuff going on, but I'm back, able to do these game previews. You know what I mean? So, I'm looking forward to the stretch run of the season. Just 23 or whatever games left, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to the playoffs. Anyway, I'm up out of here. Make sure you check out those tickets. All right, get your tickets so we can see you on March 10th, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. We're up out of here, folks. Peace. Catch you later on tonight. Post-game show.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.